Hi there, I'm Swapnil, founder and CEO of Zillion Systems, and that's a beautiful picture of me. Now, in this video, we might have received this on an email, maybe you're watching my videos on YouTube or you follow me on LinkedIn. So, what I'm going to discuss is how you can use AI for your staffing firm. Now, who am I to speak? Well, we've been working exclusively with staffing firms for quite some time now, and after working with a dozen agencies, we've found the most efficient BD systems there is for staffing firms to use with the use case of AI. But the thing is, I mainly categorize staff firms into two types of businesses. One that have an existing business development team that already have a couple of recruiters in the wing, the founders really involved, um, and most of your business is still getting brought in through referrals or from conferences that you visit or through your network, right? That's type number one. Second type of businesses that I see are boutique agency founders or solo founders that are doing business development 24/7, posting on LinkedIn, cold calling, and just constant sales. So if you really think about it, both of these businesses are fundamentally different, but both face the same problems. So what problems do they face that are same? Well, both of them go through feast and famine cycles in the business. 1 month, great, lots of conversations, lots of leads flowing in, lots of job orders being signed on. The other month, they are scrapping for leads essentially. There's not a particular lead that they know they should be working on, and they're just going back and forth, reviving all those old conversations, reaching out back to the network, trying to get referrals and trying to figure out which friend is hiring in the market right now and connecting with them. There's an over reliance on referrals and inbound pipeline, right? Second thing that I see is very low conversions. Sometimes this get a big list, send out thousands of emails, and or maybe the BD team does thousands of calls in a week. But if you really put the numbers at the end of the month, the conversion is like 0.1, 0.5%. So it's really just really inefficient in that. um, then there's lack of time for strategic growth, right? You're doing business development consistently and you're getting those job orders in, but you do not have time for what you should actually be doing, which is recruiting. So when you try to focus on recruiting, you again lose out all the sales side of things. So that is a constant cycle that you're stuck in for a really long time. Third is data prospecting weakness. You know, you buy this big lead list, or maybe you have access to this really expensive database that you paid for the entire year. But then what happens is you're now not able to actually figure out of these millions of leads that I have in my database, who's actually hiring right now? Who should I reach out to? Who's got a funding recently? Whose team is growing? So they do not actually know who you should reach out to. And more specifically, even if you figure out those companies, if it's a bigger company, who exactly in the company should you reach out? Should you reach out to the founder of X company? Or should you reach out to the chief marketing officer of Y company? Or should you reach out to the internal recruiter for Z company? You do not know. So that is a data prospecting weakness there. Now, difficulty to stand out, especially if you're in tech. Heck, everybody's a tech recruiter nowadays. So, how do you stand out from all the other recruiters that are messaging up the same person, same internal recruiter, same CEO to get the job orders in? What is your differentiating factor in there, especially when you're reaching out from cold messages? How do you stand out? And third is a lack of follow up, or I would say inconsistency in their follow up. Because sometimes, you have Jake that you reached out to via cold call 3 months ago, and he said, "Hey, reach out to me 3 months down the road. We'll be expanding our team in the next quarter." Or you have Melinda who messaged you on LinkedIn the past week, or maybe you reached out to someone by cold email and they responded yesterday. So you have all these different platforms. Now, who do you reach out to and follow up? again and again? And how do you do that systematically across all these platforms without losing any lead, any conversation? That's a big issue as well. So what all of this leads to is actually emotional burnout from constantly the chasing business and then transitioning to delivering your recruitment services and then having a low lead flow, then again going back to chasing more business. And not to mention a lot of other frustrations as well, like being ghosted by candidates or having really long sales cycles with certain companies, right? So, what's the solution, Shop? We've mentioned a lot of pain points that we really have, but what's the solution to this? Well, the solution is the hiring signal engine. So, what is the hiring signal engine basically? Well, it is a system that we have developed that monitors early hiring signals across your industry. So, I will continuously scan for companies, scan for job postings, for headcount shift, for location expansions, for funding announcements, or for product development announcements, and I'll try to figure out which company should you reach out to from your entire industry. And again, that solidifies the timing of it. You should reach out to them at the right time. Now, why it matters is because you'll be speaking to hiring managers that are that are actually having a job posting as of now, as compared to your competitors who are still figuring out about that role, or maybe they will figure out once the job posting is live on LinkedIn or some other job board, right? Second is candidate-led outreach. So what it will do is it will automatically scan through your entire list of candidates that you already have on your roster, and if there's a match, it will directly send those candidates expertise or skills and the match to the hiring managers and say, hey, we already have a candidate for you with so and so experience. Would you like to set up a call with them? And third is the qualification gate. So every response that you get, you don't have to manually reach out back to them, try to qualify them, try to learn more about the job, or try to figure out which candidate to send them, when to schedule a call. We have an AI inbox manager that does this for you, so you do not waste time on constant back and forth with these leads. You only show up the call fully prepared, knowing that they are qualified and knowing that they have enough job posting and they need external staffing support. How good is that? So TLDR, it just doesn't give you leads, it gives you business. Now imagine a system that works 24/7 on your behalf, right? Monitors all companies in your target market for all the signals, then maps out the decision maker within that company, irrespective of the size of the company, researches the prospect, what they have been talking about on LinkedIn, what kind of achievements that they have had, and then based on the collective research, it writes a hyper personalized outreach message that lands directly in their inbox. And when they reach out back to you, when they respond to your emails or your messages, the inbox manager then uh, does the conversation for you and directly books them into your calendar. Now, Swapna, this is great, but how effective is it? How much can I do with this? Is it only just 50 emails a day that I'd be sending with just hyper personalized copywriting? Well, no. Imagine if you could send 1,000 search outreach messages per day. Yes, that is a scale that we can scale up to. Um, it's obviously if you have that many companies and audience in your target market. If you do, you can do as many outreach messages as possible every single day. So what you wake up to is a calendar full of sales calls. So if this is something you want, I'd highly urge you to book and call with us. On that call, we'll audit your current systems and come up with a plan on how we can implement our systems that can work in tangent with your business and your current systems. Based on that, we will recommend you or we can choose from one of our two core offers. Our done for you service is more for established agencies where we run the entire system on their behalf. You don't have to worry about any of the technicals and you only are required to take the sales cost. Pricing for that would be a monthly subscription to get access to all of our the templates, so all of our systems, and then based on every success that you have through us, there's a success fee. Now, for solo founders or boutique agencies that are just starting out, we have a done with you offer as well, where you could just duplicate our systems with a click of a button. Then it takes only 30 to 40 minutes of your work per day to run these systems. You get the SOPs, the templates, you get 24/7 tech support, and you get weekly calls as well. Now, the pricing for that is going to be a fixed monthly consulting fee if you want to go do this on a month-on-month basis, or a one-time payment for a specific amount of period. Will build you a roadmap and will help you achieve those goals within that time frame. So that's about it. If you have any more questions, do let me know. If not, hopefully I'll see you on the call. Have a good day ahead.